If you're like me, you've often wondered what it's like to live the lives of the most famous people on the planet. Those household names like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Andrew Tate, Barack Obama, and even Jesus. We view these people as the best of the best, the pinnacle of what humanity has to offer. They are extraordinary, no doubt. But how did they do it? How did they become the most successful, well-known individuals on the planet?
That's a very, very, very deep question. The life that I have now is a life that I've always dreamed about. I've built and struggled and fought to have it be just like it is. I love being famous.
What makes them better than you and me? And are they better? What do they have that we don't? Or better yet, what do we have that they don't? These questions plague me so often that I decided to dive into the topic and share my findings with you. The Free Dictionary describes fame as the state of being widely known, widely recognized, or of great popular interest. Some successful people view fame as synonymous with success. Speaking of great popular interest and success, have a listen to what the online figure Andrew Tate has to say about what constitutes success.
Success is the most overused word. So let's say I'm working at a company. I'm the big boss. I work. I become a manager. I'm on $150,000 a year. I got a company, BMW. By all measures, I'm successful. But here's the truth. When I leave that company, no one gives a fuck about me. I'm a nobody outside of that one building where I'm a little bit important. I got a BMW. I know hoes with BMWs. BMW. I don't even consider that a car. BMW, that's not a luxury car. That's fucking basic. I'm pushing supercars. You're nobody. You're not successful for shit.
Yeah. With regards to the how, a lot of articles I've gone through talk about talent, networking, working hard, owning your skills, being original, but perhaps the most seemingly counterintuitive point I've come across is essentially, don't want it. Don't let that be your only goal. As we go on, you'll see why that's problematic. Maisie Williams, best known for her role as Arya Stark in the popular TV series Game of Thrones, gave a TED Talk with the title, "Don't strive to be famous, strive to be talented."
Talent will carry you so much further than your 15 minutes of fame. So trust that you're good enough. Refuse to hold yourself back and dare to dream big.
In the 2021 article published on lifehack.org, 7 Simple Ways to be Famous in 1 Year by Diana Labrian, she writes, "Begin by making it all about others, not yourself." Many sources seem to be saying the same thing with regards to how to get there. Find a skill, get good, market, be true to yourself. If you're talented, you're likely to garner attention. This leads us to a serious question though. What counts as fame? How do you know when you get there? What does it mean to be famous? Going back to Diana Labrian's article from earlier, she says, there's long-term fame and 15 minutes of fame. Barack Obama has fame. He has long-term fame as a president of the United States. Osama bin Laden had infamy. He certainly had his 15 minutes of fame until taken out. And many can have 15 minutes of fame by getting hundreds of thousands of hits on a YouTube video. There is another kind of fame, however. It's not global fame necessarily, such as enjoyed by Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. It can be a local, regional, and then national fame within a niche. That fame can result in respect, authority, and income. This is the fame that is long-lasting and says success. Many people achieve this kind of fame and do so relatively easily. Supposing on this video I get 500 likes or 500 subscribers. Would that make me famous? Imagine what 1,000 people look like in a room. Now imagine 10,000 people at a concert, or 100,000, that's an entire city. Now try to imagine what it's like to be the most talented footballer in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, who has more than 500 million followers on Instagram. For context, that's, wait a sec. You're probably wondering, You're probably wondering what's he getting at with all this. I'm getting at the fact that that's a ton of people, but I digress. Considering these kinds of numbers, it's clear to me that these types of parasocial relationships must be incredibly difficult to manage for the psyche of famous individuals. They, in particular, are forced to judge themselves against ideals set by others, leading to a sort of loss of identity. This kind of public recognition can bring a heightened sense of focus on the self. For people like you and I, hearing your voice or seeing yourself on camera looking less than perfect makes you feel like, this is bad, but I can improve on this. But people like them, they'd find this scenario extremely disturbing. They find it almost impossible to meet their own standards. The historian known as Leo Braudy wrote, "Lurking behind every chance to be made whole by fame is the axeman of further dismemberment." In a recent article on the sociology and psychology of fame by Geoff Holloway, he writes about the negative aspects of fame, stating that fame is fragile given the advent of superficial social media. He tries to make the point that fame can take over and become a persona, a kind of a mask designed on one hand to make a definite impression upon others, and on the other hand to conceal the true nature of the individual. This is to say, like we've seen with so many celebrities, it becomes extremely difficult to be yourself and say what you really think. Your public speech has to be so polished and generic that it contains no nuance at all, and any little slip-up could damage your brand. Studies conducted in both Chinese and German metropolitan areas have revealed that approximately 3 out of 10 adults admit to frequently fantasizing about becoming famous, while more than 4 out of 10 expect to at some point, and some expect to have some temporary encounter with celebrity status. Why do we have this desire to be famous? Well, there are several reasons. One is the psychological phenomenon of the in-group. This is basically the high school feeling of wanting to fit in and be accepted. That lingering feeling of rejection and the desire for validation. People often crave external validation, and fame can provide that in spades. Being recognized and celebrated by others can be a major ego boost. Another could be a sense of abandonment brought on in childhood by a parent leaving. Well, here's one: influence. We all know that fame can give someone a powerful platform to influence others and shape public opinion, just like Kim K popularizing the hourglass figure. The reason I find most interesting is our mortality. Fame, for many, can be a source of meaning in a world teeming with vanity and nihilism. Jeffrey Greenberg, a psychologist at the University of Arizona, says, "Given the awareness of our mortality, to function securely, we need to feel somehow protected from this existential predicament, to feel like we are more than just material animals fated to obliteration upon death. To be noticed, to be wanted, to be loved, to walk into a place and have others care about what you're doing, even what you had for lunch that day. That's what most people want, in my opinion." These are the words of Kaiser Rida. I apologize for butchering his name, but he was a participant in the CBS reality series Big Brother. He says, "It's strange and twisted because when that attention does come, the irony is you want more privacy."
There are absolutely painful aspects of this life.
Gotta get my nephew to walk Red Square. It's just that there's 10,000 people here right now.
Like how it's just hard in a public place because of what people start to do. In my mind, I just refuse to allow myself to concentrate on drawbacks. You have to learn how to fight and defend yourself from predators without letting your heart go dark. And that's an extremely difficult balance.
Being famous comes with a price. Fame can be a double-edged sword. It can give us a sense of importance and status, but it can also make us feel isolated and disconnected from others. It can lead to a lot of pressure and scrutiny, especially when people start to compare us with others. This can lead to anxiety, stress, and even depression in some cases. Many people suffer with the realization that they are never going to be famous and there's nothing they can do about it. It can be easy to get caught up in celebrity culture, badly wanting to be like the people you see every day on your screens. But I would argue that everyday individuals have just as much richness, complexity, and relatability in their stories, debatably even more. While celebrity culture warps our perception of what's important or valuable in life, it's unequivocally certain that the variations in backgrounds and the different combinations in which life can be lived make for more interesting stories. They make for more human stories. So the next time you help a stranger, share a smile, I want you to wonder what their story is, how they laughed, cried, and loved. Realize the story, just like yours, will end. So make the most of the moments you have, not chasing vanities. Because this is going to be how the majority of us experience life. You walk into a crowded room and people have no idea who you are, and that's okay. They don't need to. You're satisfied with the people around you and that know you and care about you. Thank you for watching what is hopefully the first episode of a series focused on the human condition. If there are specific topics or stories you'd like me to explore next time around, please drop them in the comments below. This being my first ever video, I'm in desperate need of your criticisms as well. They'd really help me improve. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the upload once I get it out.